Running around is making me dizzy. I have to look away. You're talking too much. You're talking in circles. Relax, we've got all day. And it looks like it's been a while since you have eased your mind. So sit back, enjoy the fire. Who knows what we will find? And you sit and tend to the fire, and I see the corn getting higher. And no matter where the wind may blow, you will always be home. Will always be home. Well, I work hard, I work all day, and I hum to myself. Well, it helps to pass the time when there is no one else. And the long day passes slowly as sweat stays on my brow. But I know I will make it through as long as I make myself remember. I sit and I look to the sky, and I see the corn getting higher. And no matter where the wind may blow, I will always be home. Oh, I will always be home. Yeah, yeah. Inch by inch, the corn it grows until it's cut down to the ground. And each spring this vicious cycle will again turn around. Well, I've learned something from this year's crops and conspicuous wisdom, yeah. Because they'll refuse to go before leaving sweet taste on my tongue. And you sit and tend to the fire, and I see the corn getting higher. And no matter where the wind may blow, you will always be home. And no, I sit and I look to the sky, and I see the corn getting higher. And no matter where the wind may blow, I will always be home. I will always be home. I will always be home.
Good mid-morning, everybody. I'm Jimbo,
Hello,
and I'm here with Buddy Bob. Practical Nonsense is here. It's Wednesday already, brother.
nice. And this is episode 5?
Episode 5. Can you believe it? We got 5 episodes under our belt. Season 1, episode 5.
Very, very nice. Very nice.
Murder and Mayhem is this one.
Very good. So how you doing this morning, brother?
I'm doing fantastic. Had some great news on Monday. For those of you that didn't know in the chat, a lot of these people are friends of the astute tourist and whatnot. But I had some great news on Monday. Went and seen the doctor. Blood work looks fantastic. They're very happy with everything. And I have been released from my house arrest. I need some fanfare.
You need like them, little fanfare.
No more house arrest for me, which is today is 91 days. So at the 89-day mark, they released me on good behavior.
So now you can go into the yard with the general population?
I can. Well, no, I can go home, which jail was home, basically. Although I like being home, but when you can't, I couldn't go out to a restaurant. I couldn't order takeout. I couldn't do any of that.
You're not a number. You're a free man.
That's right. Yeah, Patrick, was that Patrick McGowan or who was that guy?
The prisoner.
Yeah, the prisoner.
That was?
I don't remember the guy's name. Maybe somebody in the chat.
I get confused between Patrick McGowan and Patrick McNee. But Patrick McNee was the Avengers, right?
Yeah. Who was the prisoner guy? Hey,
we're officially on a tangent, by the way.
Right? Well, that's kind of what the show is about, right? We're always on tangents.
Patrick McGowan was like a secret agent guy, but I can't remember the name of his show.
Yeah, Patrick McGowan. He was the prisoner.
Okay.
He was number 6. I am not a number. I am a free man. Yeah, Patrick McGowan.
And then I hear Iron Maiden in my head.
Right? Let's see. I was going to try to pull up a picture of Patrick McGowan. I don't know if I can do it. Let's see.
If you're an avid fan of Columbo, as am I, he isn't about I think maybe 4 Columbo episodes.
I'm sure.
And he directed one. Patrick McGowan directed an episode of Columbo.
He did?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's cool. I had no idea. There's Patrick McGowan right there.
Yeah.
In his signature suit with the gray piping on it there.
It's like a black version of Captain Kangaroo's coat.
Right? It kind of is. That was a strange show. Wasn't there some weird big beach balls floating around in the ocean? And
yeah, it was a weird show. It was like a secret agent-y kind of a deal. But
yeah, it was one of those English spies.
Who was the Saint?
The Saint, that was James Bond was the Saint. What's his name? Roger Moore.
TV. Oh, he was the Saint on TV?
Roger Moore. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
Yeah, he was the Saint. And then there was, like you said, Patrick McNee and Diana Rigg.
Yeah.
Oh, she was pretty hot in her day.
She was known for having very good legs.
She was her recent work was on Game of Thrones. She was one of the
oh, that's right. I didn't watch it, but I remember hearing it.
Yeah, she got poisoned. She got poisoned on the show, but yeah, Diana Rigg, she was one of those good-looking girls there. Well, she's a good-looking old lady too, but you know.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
I don't look at too many old ladies these days. But there you go. So how was your week? How's your week been so far? Your weekend and all that? Haven't really talked.
So good. Yeah, so far so good. I get Wednesday off, so it's nice to just kind of chill a little bit. But went out to my garden this morning, and it's like getting time to wrap things up out there. Do you see the fly on my microphone?
I do. I see.
What am I supposed to do about him?
Real quick, we'll recognize some people that are in the chat. Denise is here. JJ Adventures is here. Adventures of Traveling Mike. Mike is here. Good morning, you guys. Angie from Whatever Floats Your Boat is here. Thank you for coming in. Don't forget the like button, share us out, and subscribe to the channel. Josie Ann is here as well. Mickey's Adventures is with us as well. Will G is here. Let's see who else. Texas Cruiser Rick is here. Good morning, sir. Thank you for coming in. Danny Dizzle, the Fizzler Spectacular supporter. Danny is awesome. Hi, Danny. It's good to see you. I'm glad you got that package I sent you too, Danny. I hope you like that little. I sent her a zippered thing that with the astute tourist on it. You can use it for makeup or put your coins in it or whatever I guess you could use a little case for. Barry's here. Hey, Barry. Uncle Barry's in the house. All right, there you go. So I appreciate you guys coming in. Like I said, we got 9 in here. Don't forget, hit that like button for us. And yeah, so you've had a good week so far. Good days. And
so
today
far,
is this your only day off, Wednesday?
So it changes during the school year. Sometimes I get Thursdays as well, but school's starting now, so I'll be back and working on Thursdays.
So what do you got, Wednesday and Sundays off then?
Well, now school's starting, then I'll have to work early on Sundays.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So I'll get Wednesdays off and then a floating day, which could be Friday, could be Thursday, could be Sunday, it'll change, but I'll have a floating day. It's kind of odd.
I forgot that he was in Ice Station Zebra, Patrick McGowan. That was a good movie. Ice Station Zebra.
With Lee Majors?
No, Rock Hudson, right? Was Rock Hudson in that? I think it was Rock Hudson. Hi, Dwayne. Dwayne Bond is here. Good to see you, buddy.
What was the movie Lee Majors was in where he was in all the Arctic gear and stuff?
I don't know. You guys could tell us in the chat, or we could look it up.
I know he was.
That's the nice thing about this show is we can have time to just look up stuff and share it. Let me see. Let's look it up. Lee Majors movie. He made a couple of them.
Yeah.
Lee Majors.
Early on.
Let's see. He was in, well, of course, the $6 Million Man, The Fall Guy, The Bionic Woman. I remember seeing him first in The Big Victory.
Laughing.
That's right. All right, so he was in The Straight Jacket, a movie called Clam Bake. So in Straight Jacket, he was Frank Harbin, uncredited. In Clam Bake, 1967, he was the man in the restaurant.
The man in the restaurant.
He played Blue in the movie Will Penny in 1968. Wasn't that Will Penny? Was that Clint Eastwood? Maybe I'm thinking of something else. Let's see. The True Story of the U-2 Spy Incident in 1976. Just a Little Inconvenience in 77. The Norseman. He played Thorvald. Sounds like a Viking to me. High Noon in 1980, Part 2. Circle of Two, The Last Chase. Starflight, the plane that couldn't land. Wasn't that how he turned into the Bionic Man? Because the plane couldn't land. It could crash, but it couldn't land.
I swear I remember him being.
I don't know. He's got quite the list of filmography here. He was in a lot of movies. He was in, but yeah, I don't know which one you're talking about. I don't know which one you're talking about there, but maybe somebody in the chat knows. I don't know. Anybody remember Lee Majors? He was the Fall Guy. He was Steve Austin. He was Steve Austin, a man barely alive.
He was married to Farrah Fawcett.
Farrah Fawcett, right?
Probably the most famous poster in the history, history of teenage kind.
I looked at that. Let's just say I looked at that poster a lot as I was a young lad. I had that poster in my room, like many other young lads of our time. Yeah, what a good-looking girl.
Yeah, I got Sports Illustrated yearly from the time I was like 9 years old or something, for a long, long time. And oddly enough, the Sports Illustrated would come a certain day of the week. I think it was Tuesday. But whenever it was the swimsuit issue, somehow I would never see the thing until Thursday or Friday.
Yeah, your father had it, did he?
We would accept it in the mail and say, "Let me check this out," and then I'll let him have it. There was never any pages missing, though.
I know. I remember. What was it? Cheryl Teagues, I think, is the first model I remember, and then Christy Brinkley and who's the girl? She's
Kathy Ireland.
Kathy Ireland. Humana. Yeah.
And that was when we were younger. Now a couple of years ago, Martha Stewart was in the swimsuit issue.
Now look, Martha Stewart is a good-looking woman. Let me put that out there. But back in the late '60s, early '70s, have you seen pictures of Martha Stewart back then?
Sure, and they made her look very good in the Sports Illustrated issue. It's very tasteful, but you look at it and you go, "Oh my, she's like in really good shape, and she looks quite stunning for her age." So,
yeah,
good looking, I guess.
She was a good-looking girl. Here you go.
Wise investing.
Let's see. I think that's her right there, Martha Stewart. Hold on, let me share the screen with you. I'll stop that one, and I gotta share this one. Share the screen. Here you go. So look at that picture on the right there. There's Martha Stewart.
Yeah.
Very, very pretty girl, right?
Looks like she's in the Mamas and the Papas there.
Well, that's the era. This is 1970, I think, or even before that.
Yeah, no, she's always been somewhat pleasant to look at.
Yeah, Martha Stewart. I like Martha. I think she'd be fun to hang out with.
I'm a fan.
I'd smoke a hookah with her.
I'd hang out with her and Snoop Dogg any day of the week.
Yeah, I would. Why not? She's
work up an appetite with Snoop Dogg, and then Martha can cook for me. That's just
oh, there you go. So Will's got it. Out cold. Lee Majors wore a snowsuit. So there you go.
I knew I saw something.
Right?
I knew I saw something.
Yeah, Martha Stewart. So, want to do the top 10?
We can do top 10.
You guys want us to do top 10? Let's do top 10.
That fancy logo. It says top 10. It reminds me of like an old newsreel, like back in the day. People would go to the movies, and then in the middle of the movies would be the newsreel. That's how you'd get your news.
Well, that's all I could afford was that one right there. I was hoping Hollywood we could maybe get something a little better with dancers and singers, but that's all we get is a 2-second bumper for that. What else can you do? So today, Buddy Bob, you came up with the top 10. Why don't you tell everybody what the top 10 is today?
Absolutely. Today's top 10 is live albums. So
live albums.
Yeah.
What is your for you guys watching? What's your favorite live album? We all like music. You know, was it a country album, a rock album? You know, as a pop singer, something like that, a crooner? Are there any crooners? I'm sure. Yeah, Michael Bublé must have a live album.
Oh, sure. Like
Michael
Sinatra.
Bublé. Yeah, Michael
Sinatra
Bublé.
had live albums.
Who?
Sinatra had live albums.
Oh yeah, Sinatra.
Tony Bennett, all them guys, made live records. I don't have any of them, but
Fly me to the moon.
exactly.
Let me play amongst the stars. There you go, Dee Dee. Yep,
All right.
Eagles.
Oh,
Yep.
there you go.
The
There you
first
go.
one, and then Not Hell Freezes Over.
Not
Yeah, the first one. And then Hell froze over, but it didn't freeze over because they kept touring.
Right.
I love how they do. This is the last tour of all the tours. We're never touring again until we need more money, and then we're touring again.
Exactly. They all come back. They all come back.
Dwayne says, Frampton Comes Alive, Rush Exit, Stage Left. Those are both fantastic live albums.
Absolutely.
Although I am partial to Rush, All the World's a Stage, just because it came before, and that was really one of the first Rush albums I ever owned. The Try cover.
Yeah, that was the original, was the trifold.
Yeah, they don't make it. You can still get it, but they don't make the trifold ones anymore. I still have it.
Why don't you go ahead and start the list then?
All right. Well, all right. So I have a list here, and these aren't in any particular order. So I'm gonna, let's see, where should I start? Well, okay. Here's one that I really liked, and I always talk about. I like this band, Cheap Trick, live at Budokan, Japan, 1979. Right.
Right. The I Want You to Want Me was just absolutely iconic. That blew that band up.
Right.
I think it's probably still the best album that they made. I mean, as far as popularity and what the album did, it probably is.
They got some. Yeah, they got some great albums, but the live one, live at Budokan, we're talking live albums. That's right in my top 10. I had it. I don't have it, unfortunately. I don't have it anymore. But that was the one where the cover was kind of blurred out a little bit, and Xander is on the front in his white suit and all that. It was real good. Yeah, good ones.
I've got Dream Police. Those are the only two Cheap Trick albums I have left.
Yeah, my albums have come and gone. They got destroyed. The kids ruined a lot of them. Some got ruined. They got flooded and just got wrecked. Covers stuck all to the vinyl and that. But all right, what's your first one on your list, brother?
Well, this is the one I woke up hearing this in my head this morning. Yes Songs. It was also a trifold record, which also introduced a lot of people to Yes, because this is the first Yes album I heard was Yes Songs.
Yeah, the live version of Soon is so good. I think that was on that album.
Siberian Khatru.
All that. Well, that was with the
Live and Close to the Edge, and
that was with the all the super players. Rick Wakeman was the keyboardist, and Steve Howe.
As I like to say, Jimbo, that was Yes at the height of their powers.
Yeah, I agree.
That was,
although
they made more great music after that, but never better than that. I mean, that was
really the 90210 there, 90215 album in the 80s when that came out, because they had Tormato and that, or what was the Love Beach? That was ELO. I mean ELP.
Trevor Horn, the I Am a Camera album.
That's actually a good album. It's not John Anderson.
I have that CD.
I do too. I have it.
CD, but it's off the wall for Yes. It's different.
Yeah, it's good actually, but in Tormato. But then they got Trevor Rabin in the group in the late 80s there, the mid to late 80s, and hold the phone, ladies and gentlemen.
That was just a great lineup as well.
Very good lineup. I saw that tour twice that year. I seen him.
See the saw the reunion tour, the Union tour, when it was both versions of band
I
at the
saw
same
them
time?
in the round. I saw them with you. Didn't we go to that
Right.
together?
We
We
did.
went to that twice. I saw the Union tour twice.
That was crazy.
Then there was the
Howe and Reagan together.
Anderson, Bruford, Wakeman, and Howe. I saw that show. Yeah, big Yes fan. I'm a big one. Mike's saying that comes to mind is Styx, Caught in the Act. Yeah, Styx, another band, man.
Not in the Hall of Fame, Stick.
All right, so let's see. Let me pick another one off my list. I'm kind of jumping around on the list because I'm saving some of the better ones. Well, I got Kiss Alive on there, 1976, their first live album. And the thing, I remember I had that. Wasn't a big Kiss fan, but it had all the hits on it. And it's one of the ones that I talked about where I was allowed, when these albums come out, to go down. The hood school where I went to school was right near the department store. So Mom would give me some money to go buy the album of the week. And I bought that one. And that was, we were talking about this in one of our earlier shows about how they pumped in the crowd. They made a point of putting that on the record, and through the whole show, you hear shh of all the people just never shutting up during the performance. But I like that one. That's, of course, gets all the
great record. They're actually, here's something I know, is that one of the songs is actually recorded on a sound stage with nobody there, and then they pumped in the music because the live version didn't come out as good as they wanted it to. And that actually was a common practice in the 70s. Other bands did that. They would, record a clean version of the song live, but with no audience, and then add the audience in afterward. And I want to say it's 100,000 Years, but one of the songs on that album they did that with. But again, they're trying to give you a really good product.
heck yeah.
That's a great
Moving
album.
Pictures tour. Yeah, I saw that tour too. Yeah, I didn't see him with Styx though. I can't remember who opened for them there. Wasn't Styx.
Did we see them with Triumph?
I saw Triumph. They were their own headliner.
I've seen Triumph more than
So
that.
I don't know. I was funny because I was looking through some of my concert stubs. I was going through something else, and there was some concert ticket stubs in there, and I had the Rolling Stones was one of my stubs in there.
Wheelchair tour?
The Steel Wheelchair Tour, yeah.
That's the thing we called it back in '83, and they're still going today.
Right? Yeah.
They were calling it the Steel Wheelchair Tour in '83.
There was one, the Rock of Boston tour that had Boston on it. They had Crash Test Dummies. Amy Mann was at Till Tuesday played. There was all kinds of Peter Wolf played from Jay Giles. There was a lot of them, so that stub was in there as well. But I think I've seen Rush 6 or 7 times.
Me too. And just unbelievable those guys.
The first time I saw Rush was the Signals tour in 1979. I saw them at the Cape Cod Coliseum.
That's Hemisphere.
Say again?
That's Hemisphere.
Yeah, but they had just come out with Signals. And, well, then it was 79, then it must have been Hemispheres. Then I saw them because it was 1979.
Oh, Jimmy, I'm sorry. We're both wrong. Permanent Waves, right?
Permanent Waves. That's it, brother. Yeah. With Max Webster opened for them.
Oh, yeah. He was a Canadian. And he did a song with Getty.
He did. Yep, they did do a song. So there you go. Yeah, Permanent Waves. I'm sorry about that. That was the year that...
I wasn't trying to argue with you.
In fact, I was supposed to see them in like the spring or something of that year, and Geddy Lee somehow broke his arm or something. So they postponed the tour, and then that was like in the fall or August, September-ish, somewhere in there when we get to finally go to the show. But that was my very first real concert, and Rush being my favorite band, that was like, oh my gosh, that was like Great
All
stuff.
those
So.
just awesome.
All right, what do you got? What do you got?
All right, next I'm gonna go with Genesis 3 Sides Live,
Yeah,
and that's from like 81 or 82. I think it's
I have.
that tour, and the quality of that recording is unreal.
I have that album.
All the tunes on there. Oh, they do Misunderstanding. Abacab is great. I mean, just everything on there is really good, but the quality is unreal. It's a really, really good record.
Yep.
Genesis made a few really good live albums, but in my estimation, that's the best one. That's a really
Well, it was Second Out, right? Was the live one that they did.
Yep.
But
And
I agree with you. The 3 Sides Live, I think, is probably that's my favorite out of Genesis. And the funny thing is like, you know, you think of Genesis and the early works with Peter Gabriel singing, and how can you? It's like awesome. And then he leaves the band, and then they're like, now what are we going to do? And they interview or they audition several singers, and then Phil Collins kept going, well, sing it like this. You got to sing it this way. And, well, there's our singer. Our drummer's our singer. And he
became a great singer.
Honestly.
And the writing was, I mean, between him and Tony Banks, the writing is just ridiculous. Yeah, that's it. Highly recommend that record.
Right. Yeah, 3 Sides Live. One of my favorites.
Rotation to this day.
Nettie and JT are here. Hi. How are you? Yeah, Barry says Pink Floyd, The Wall, Berlin 1990. Yeah.
Wow.
So good. How can you beat that, Pink Floyd?
1972 Pink Floyd live in Pompeii.
Pompeii.
That's like From Metal or Obscured by Clouds, one of those records. Really cool.
Early works by them, but David Gilmour, come on, man. We talked about him as the top guitar players. He's just, golly, how can you? All right, my turn.
Your turn, brother.
How about Johnny Cash live at Folsom Prison, 1968?
How about that, right?
How about that one?
That record is like the definition of analog.
Yeah, and
that record.
And here he is in a prison, and you can hear a pin drop, and it's some of his best performances ever.
And some
Johnny
of it, you
Cash.
can hear foot tapping. In some of the songs, you can hear a foot tap. How good the sound is.
So good, though.
Yeah.
So good. You can't beat that. And Johnny Cash, 1968. I mean, come on.
People weren't doing that. And for some reason, people got down on him for like, oh, he goes and plays the convicts. Like,
yeah, well, he was a convict himself.
Good music too, you know. And he was an inspiring guy, right? So there you go. So
let us know in the chat what your favorite live album is, or you know, we kind of went on a tangent about first concerts. What's the first concert you went to? What was the first one you went to, Henry?
Ted Nugent.
Ted Nugent, Sweaty Teddy.
Ted Nugent was the first one, and then I saw
Great White Buffalo.
Moving pictures. Yep. Yeah, just he had the bunny tail hanging. He had the, you know, he looked like Sweaty Teddy, you know, like you remember from like Double Line Blonde Hill. And he got energy inescapable at that time.
I saw Ted Nugent live at the Casino Ballroom in Hampton Beach, and he was one of his things. He was shooting flaming arrows into targets. On stage.
So
and
he was in with Jack Blades and Tommy Shaw.
Oh, that was yeah. What was that band?
Damn Yankees.
Yeah, so Coming of Age. I had the album.
And he shot a flaming arrow into Saddam Hussein in a dummy that was.
Oh, did he? Yeah. See, that was that era there with the flaming arrow stuff. Dwayne says the first one he saw was ZZ Top, which I saw them too back 82 or 83. I seen them at the Boston Garden, the old Boston Garden.
Great place.
Jackson 5, 1969, Chicago Black Expo. I was 11. That's awesome. Oh man, I would have loved to see that. That's when Michael was like little.
Awesome. Yeah. We're all little.
Hey, Paul, how are you doing, buddy? Paul, we're talking about our favorite live albums, top 10 live albums, and also, what was the first musical concert you've been to? Let us know in the chat. All right, buddy. So you're up next.
All right. I'm going to come at you with Live at the Fillmore East by the Allman Brothers.
Oh, good Lord. That's on my list.
That
Yeah, how
opens
can
up
you?
Borough Blues and just gets better from there. It just gets better from there.
Again, you know, we talked about Dwayne Allman on our list of top 10 guitar players, and that just, he's at his height there. You know, young man in his 20s and just doing things with a guitar that nobody ever dreamed they could do, you know. And you had players like, you know, Clapton and all them back then, but nobody was doing it like Dwayne Allman. Nobody.
And the other guy on guitar is Dickie Betts, so that's just not too bad at all. And I think it's their best recording by far. And they made a ton of music, that band. But that is like a seminal recording. Like, that's them again at the height of their power, because Dwayne died shortly after.
Yeah.
And then Berry Gordy died a year after that. Like, and the weird thing was Berry Gordy, the bass player, also died on a motorcycle about 2 blocks away from or 3 blocks away from where Dwayne died.
But Paul's picking the same as we are for, well, that's his favorite live album for sure.
Yeah,
definitely in the top 10.
You know, I think it's a must-have album, and someday maybe we'll make that list, albums you must own. But that's definitely it. I mean, if you were alive in the '70s, you should own that record.
Right, and that could be something that you guys would want us to hear is or let us know what you want us to do top 10 next. If there's something you want us to do for top 10, we got Yet Live at Budokan. That's on the list. John Fogerty, Premonition. All right, so we got the Allman Brothers. How about this one? Paul McCartney and Wings Over America, 1976. Oh, you're on. I think you're muted, buddy. Can you hear me, Henry? Can't hear me? Can you guys in the chat hear me? Anybody hear me? What's going on? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me in the chat. I'm having a little technical difficulties. Can't hear me? Yeah, Will says they can't hear you, Buddy Bob. Something's going on your side. Can't hear you. And you got a fly in your hat. Yeah, it's always there's always some technical difficulties with this. I'm sending him a text now. Anyway, so we're doing our top 10. So yeah, here you go. They can hear me, but not Buddy Bob. So I don't know if you want to disconnect your mic, maybe plug it back in. But yeah, so the top 10 live albums. What were we just? Which one were we just talking about? Oh, Paul McCartney and Wings Over America. I got to see Paul McCartney with his band when Linda was still alive back in, I don't know, maybe the early 90s. It was before Linda died. But What a show. Really good. But it wasn't Wings Over America. That album right there and that whole tour, they made a video as well. Buddy Bob dropped out. He'll probably be back in a second. They made a movie of it too. Wings Over America. They did Wings Over the World. A bunch of really, really good music coming out of Paul McCartney. And that one in 76, that was clearly all of his post Beatles work, but before he did the Give My Regards to Broad Street and that stuff. So not sure if you knew this, Jimmy, but fun fact, 72, Aerosmith played at the 1972 Winter Carnival Ball for Littleton, New Hampshire High School. Yeah, they played a lot of stuff. I have a lot of friends that are a little bit older than me too, and they said that they saw Aerosmith back in those days. And they played back at the JFK Coliseum in Manchester, New Hampshire. They opened for Rush I think in 74. Still can't hear you, buddy.
Oh, man.
Oh, I can hear you now.
Yeah? Am I back?
We got you. You're back, Henry.
I tried restarting.
Hi, Vicky. Yeah, we can hear you now.
And that seemed to work.
Everybody, sometimes that happens. I have this love-hate relationship with StreamYard, so yeah. But there, you're back. So it was Paul McCartney and Wings Over America, 1976 we were talking about.
Oh, was that your suggestion?
That was my last pick, yep, before we lost you. And so when you were fixing your technical difficulty, I was talking that they had done a movie, Wings Over the World. And so if you want to get an idea of what, or get the album, if you wanted to get an idea of that music, you could certainly either watch the movie, which is good, or and it was really just a tour movie. But that album's great. It's one of my favorites. I had it. I don't have it anymore. I think this Tourist Unplugged Live from Jimmy's place for HH4C was great. Thanks, bro. Appreciate that. That was a while ago. I gotta do some more of that. The problem is the copyright stuff. That kicks my ass. And now that I'm monetized, I gotta be careful. Google and all of that. It's really not Google's fault. It's like the Universal Music Group and those idiots. Like we're gonna try to steal somebody's music. I don't know. I'm not going to get on a tangent with that, but yeah, mine was the Wings one. So where you going next?
I am going Jay Giles Band, Blow Your Face Out.
Right.
A regional favorite.
Yeah.
And if
we're
you
gonna
have
blow
not heard the version of Must Have Got Lost off of that album, I don't know what rock you've been living under.
Right.
But that's one of the most famous live cuts off an album ever. And that whole record's really good. The version of House Party on that record is like a party favorite as well.
Oh yeah, kidding me? Craziness. I was going to share this. I don't know if anybody, any of you guys into the Jay Giles Band? Any of you in the chat?
Boston band.
They were from this area, so yeah, there they are right there. Jay Giles Band, Blow Your Face Off, Blow Your Face Out rather. Yeah, what an album. That was my first introduction to Jay Giles was that album, actually.
Good place to start, right?
Yeah. And it was probably right around when that came out, 76, 77, somewhere in there when I first heard it. So yeah. Love Jay Giles, Freeze Frame. That was later, so that was in the 80s, Freeze Frame, but still good. Centerfold, yep.
If you went over somebody's house for a party in them days, that record was always laying around.
Always, yeah.
Was always there. It was just a regional, local favorite, and yeah, everybody loved it.
Yeah, and they did the what was it? He had that whole speech with the wooba gooba with the green teeth. Let down your hair and let me climb up to the light of your love.
Because I believe I musta.
Yeah, I believe I musta got lost. Yeah,
All right. Don't you want to hear it now?
I'd love to, but although right now we're not monetized, so they're probably not going to do anything. But still, so good, so
That's
good.
great.
All right.
Great album.
I got one that's more of a contemporary release, but it's from old times. Led Zeppelin, How the West Was Won, 1972. That's when they were at the height of their game, man.
That's like
1970.
there's like three. I have the DVDs on there. And there's like three different concepts, and
Yeah,
it's man. I don't know. There's just not enough expletives to say how good it is. It's
right,
just, and if you like Led Zeppelin, it's like you need to sit down with that.
right. And
Yeah, it's just
you and I both. Sophie's in here playing with her bone. You and me both. We're avid Zeppelin fans. I couldn't get enough back in the day, and when John Bonham died, man, like a lot of people, just broke my heart. In fact, I was going to see them that year in Canada. Me and our friend Jay, mutual friend Jay, we were going to Montreal to see Led Zeppelin, and John Bonham died, and that was it. My chance of seeing one of my favorite bands died with.
that's the day the music died for us.
Yeah,
We were a little
absolutely.
too young when Buddy Holly died, or not even alive, but
Right.
but for us,
But,
the day that died was John Bonham dying. And, you know,
he
we'll
was
get
one of
into
the heaviest hitters, one of the heaviest hitters ever in rock, and he had a giant bass drum that just
like a marching band, basically.
just giant, and you could hear that thing. I bet you could hear it a mile away when he was playing that. And one bass drum, the guy had a foot that was just, he could do triplets and everything without a problem. Without a problem.
So the drum intro to When the Levee Breaks is just the bass drum in the snare, right? It's just like driving, heavy. Just it's so powerful. Yeah, it's just so awesome. Yeah, that's a great record.
Yeah. Love it. Love it. Love it. All right. What do you got next?
Well, oddly enough, I have Song Remains the Same
Oh,
by Led
there you
Zeppelin.
go. Yeah. Well, we
The
talked about the
album that
movie.
accompanied the movie, and it's on my list. We might as well bring it up now.
Yeah.
And I've said this before. It was worth buying a ticket to go see the movie just to hear him do Since I've Been Loving You. And then you can leave if you want.
And we did.
But that's just, there's a scene like he's playing that tune, sweat's dripping off him, landing on the guitar. And it's like, I don't know, it's a moment that just transports you.
With the dragon pants.
And they do Stairway to Heaven, and he goes, does anyone remember Laughter?
Yeah.
So now every time you hear that song, you hear him saying that.
Yeah.
It's iconic. Iconic. Absolutely. Just a great movie, and the album that goes along with it. And the live version of the Rain song is, get yourself
Seals
a
and
glass.
Croft. Was that your first concert, Seals and Croft?
Yeah,
Those
that's
guys
a
were
good one.
good. Yeah, those guys were great.
They call that yacht rock now.
Right? Yeah,
Christopher
we used to
Cross,
call it just, we just called it
Poppy.
music. Yeah, we just called it music. It's
Talk
like
about
the Little River Band, right? One of my most favorite underrated bands ever. If you think the Bee Gees sang really good harmonies, listen to Little River Band, and they're from Australia too. But yeah, they're yacht rock. They're up there with Christopher Cross, and that's all yacht rock these days.
Yep, that's what they say.
No expiration date on a good music. Exactly, brother. I listen to some music. What's that?
Move on to Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
We've covered 2 live albums from Led Zeppelin, so we can move on.
Yeah. All right. So I got one then. My next one here is Neil Diamond, Hot August Night, live at the Greek Theater in LA, 1972. Yeah. And we talked about it.
Earlier, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great album to be on your list, man.
Are you kidding me? Like, you know, that had, you know, it had Sweet Caroline on it. It had Cherry Cherry. It had,
Rosie.
Yeah, Cracklin' Rosie. It had Holly Holy. I think Red Red Wine.
And he's wearing like a blue jean suit that's all studded, like.
Was that one? That could, yeah. Was that one?
Yeah, he's got the cool suit on. He's got the giant pork chop sideburns. I mean, again,
yeah. Neil Diamond. He was the man. He was
at the height of his power. I guess back in the day, back when he was doing that album, he was getting a lot of companionship.
Well, he was a good-looking guy. I mean, how can you? And look, I don't float that way, but I can recognize a good-looking guy when I see one. And Neil Diamond back then, man.
And he just took advantage of that.
My next-door neighbor, the mom, she had the biggest crush on Neil Diamond. She went to all his shows.
That guy, huh?
What was the year he sang with Barbra Streisand? You know, You Don't Bring Me Flowers. She went to that tour, I remember. And she talked about it for months before she went. She would get, what is it, verklempt? Anytime you talked about Neil Diamond. So Mom says the same thing. Love Neil Diamond. Play the CD in the car all the time. What's that?
She was getting all hot and to bother.
Yeah, hot and to bother. Love on the rocks. What a surprise. That's it, Nettie. You got it. All right, Henry. What do you got? What's next on the list?
I got One More from the Road by Lynyrd Skynyrd. Double album.
Yeah.
Like everything. Sweet Home Alabama. My personal favorite, Working for the MCA. Like just all of it.
Yeah.
Lynyrd Skynyrd, as good as they get.
You can't, yeah. I don't know what to say because I had that album and it's just, in fact, that album was my real first intro to Lynyrd Skynyrd.
And it was One More for the Road, and the 4 was crossed out.
Yep, from the road. Yep. Yep.
Yeah. I remember
Love, Brother, Love.
On the floor. That was one of the albums I remember sitting on the floor, listening to it, and just going over every inch of the album to cover. Every picture, every credit, reading everything on the album. Like, and I did that with a lot of records, but I remember specifically with One More from the Road, it was like, man, that's. I think it was.
That's what we did. We went through the album covers. If you were lucky enough to get one with the lyrics in it, you'd sit there and you'd read the lyrics while the song was on. But I would read the same thing, where it was recorded, who the producers were, everything, every credit and liner note that would be on the album. That's what you did. That's the one thing that's missing today from the music that you get, because, everything's instant. You go to Spotify and you get your playlist, or you go to, what's the other one? Pandora. Even on YouTube, if you look up some of your favorite music, you don't get that. You don't have that album cover in front of you, and you can't run through the list of, where was it recorded? At Lee Studios in Toronto or wherever, it's just not the same. So, all right. My turn.
Yep.
How about this Little Feat, Waiting for Columbus, 1978? Is that on your list?
That is my favorite.
Yep.
That's my favorite live
there
album
it is.
of all time. And when I talk about analog recording being at its zenith, that album represents that. Parts of it were recorded in D.C. and parts of it were recorded in London. And you know what? It's one of those albums, if you listen to it and then listen to it again, it grows on. I can't even explain it. These guys were just the best musicians at their instrument across the board. They're musicians. They are musicians. Like, most of their fans are people that are in other bands. Most of their fans are musicians. They're just unreal. I can't say enough about Lowell George. He's one of my personal heroes. I'd love to go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and the one thing that I would make sure I saw would be Lowell George's.
Yeah, I saw that. I was at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We should go there together, buddy. We should take a road trip and we'll be in Ohio. So then we got to go to Canton, and we'll go to Cleveland, and then we'll go to Canton because that's where the NFL Hall of Fame is.
You see Dick Butkus' bust.
Yeah,
Butkus bust.
the Butkus bust. And, Paul, you're right. Those guys had 3 guitar players, and yeah, they all, when a band gels, they gel. Little Feat was another one. They just gel, man. It's like, or like the band, with Robbie Robertson and those guys. They gel.
Yeah. Live, I have a DVD of them live when they performed with the Rolling Stones. I think it's like 1976.
Yeah.
And they were backing up the Rolling Stones, and Mick Jagger and Keith Richards said the stage was the Rolling Stones' mouth with the tongue came way out into the crowd, and they said, whatever you do, stay off the tongue. That's only Mick is allowed on the tongue. And 2 songs in, Ronnie Van Zant was all the way out on the end of the tongue, with Alan Collins doing the lead when he did the lead for Freebird. Ronnie dragged him out there. They never, ever played with the Rolling Stones again.
Oh, that's what you get for standing on the tongue, I guess.
Show is amazing, though.
Yeah.
Show's amazing.
Yeah, Paul Dixie Chicken for sure.
Yeah, well, yeah. That's one of my favorites. Fat Man in the Bathtub. That tune, that's crazy. That's
right.
Crazy.
Hold the phone.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. You're up next.
Oh, where we go?
We only got a couple more, I think.
I'm going to go with Double Live Gonzo.
Ah, yes.
Uncle Teddy, Sweaty Teddy.
Hibernation.
Great White Buffalo.
Great White Buffalo. Yeah.
Stranglehold's like an anthem, right? Oh, man, that's when we started playing in a band, that's one of the first tunes we did because Keith had come in and he already knew it. So if he already knew the song, then we were doing it. And we did Stranglehold, and that
we did all those. We did Aerosmith. We did those guys. We did everything. Judas Priest.
So different. He had the Birdland guitar. He's got the hollow body guitar with stuff full of everybody said it's full of socks or had old underwear stuffed in it or whatever. Who knows? But he always had that Birdland guitar. He looked different, and he was that dude was.
Yeah.
You would have swore he was on some type of drug or alcohol.
Yeah, and never took a drug in his life.
Never was, but he was nuts. He was
so did he
in a good way.
Right. What are you embarrassed to tell us?
Here
we go. One day I'm on my way to Starkville for a few years ago, and the song comes on the radio that just blew me away. Which song? Was it Dixie Chicken? Was it Stranglehold?
Was it just what the doctor ordered?
I pulled out my phone and discovered it was Stranglehold. So you didn't know what it was, huh? Yeah. Yep. Come on, come on, come on, come on, baby.
That's right. That's right. That's another like party tune, right? Get that.
Up until the moment you thought you hated Nugent. And there you go. And
there you go.
Whoop, we skipped over it. You thought you hated Nugent, but then you didn't hate Nugent. Speaking of Allman
Yeah.
Brothers, one of their members has a son, Derek Trucks, that is an amazing guitar player. He is an amazing guitar player. He plays with Tedeschi Trucks. We talked about him. He's one of the greatest slide guitar players to ever play guitar.
Without a doubt.
Yeah,
Without a doubt.
for sure.
And I think if they are not the best, they are one of the best live bands that you could possibly go see today. And they put
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we've seen them.
great
You and I both have seen them twice, and they're just and Dee Dee, you've seen
great.
Tedeschi Trucks, right? I think Denise has been, she's seen them a couple times. But
I love her, Susan Tedeschi. I think she's fantastic as well.
Yep.
That's just an awesome show to go see.
She's no Bonnie Raitt, but no, I'm just kidding.
Dude, don't even say that, because I get so conflicted. I love Bonnie Raitt doing Angel from Montgomery, but when I hear Susan Tedeschi doing it, and then she goes into Sugary, and then back into Angel from Montgomery, like, that's awesome. That's like so
yeah, that's
good.
like an Allman Brothers kind of a throwback too, going into the Sugary, and I think they perform that.
I love when bands do that. I love when bands do that. They drift out and back in.
Oh, so you've never seen them live? Well, when they come around, you got to go see them. Tedeschi Trucks. I've seen them twice. Buddy Bob seen them twice, and good Lord. And they have a big band. They have like a 10 or 12 piece band, full horn section and all that. It's just so good. Yep, super clean slide, exactly. And he's another one of those players that started real young, like Neil Sean or Joe Bonamassa. These, they're 12-year-olds out there performing with people. Stevie Ray Vaughan, another one.
There's a video online of Derek Trucks when I think he's 12 playing Layla, and he's doing the slide at the end. When the piano comes in, and then there's the break and the slide, and he's like 12.
And nails it, and he's 12.
Kills it, absolutely kills
Who
it.
was
Just crazy good.
It may have been Bonamassa. Somebody played with
B.B. King.
No, there's
another guy.
The country player, Chet Atkins, and I think it was Bonamassa, and he was like 12, and he's on the Chet Atkins variety show or whatever it was, playing that type of guitar with Chet Atkins, which is not easy, man. That's some hard guitar, and he was like 12. All right, I got two more, I guess, but the Who live at Leeds, 1970.
I had that record.
Yeah, me too.
I had the really good talking about my imagination. I had a really good version of that on there. Yeah, that one didn't cross my mind, but that's a really, really good live record.
1970. So they were. Yeah. That's when they were at their height, and nobody was dead. They were still a band then. But yeah, live at Leeds, and of course it has all the hits from up to that point, of them playing My Generation and you name it.
Yeah,
it's one of my favorites.
Right.
That was one of the albums that my Uncle Tony gave me. He gave me a bunch of albums, Beatles albums, Stones, and all that, right around that time, 72-ish. And Live at Leeds was one of them. Jimi Hendrix. That was my real first introduction to real music. I should take that back. Not real music, but real rock music,
Yeah.
Because, as a little kid, I mean, you heard the Beatles on the radio, and my mother listened to, the crooners and that. There was some good music too, and Elvis and all of that stuff. But she didn't have the Who. She didn't have Jimi Hendrix, You got that fly in there, man. He likes you.
I'm kind of a victim. I don't know what I'm supposed to do at this point.
Brent Mason is an amazing session picker in Nashville. I don't know if I'm familiar with Brent Mason, Paul. I'm gonna have to check him out. All right, buddy. What do you got? What's your next one?
My next one is Rush, All the World's a Stage.
Oh, you bugger. Yep.
Well, you took
Yeah.
Witty to Columbus from me.
I love it. Yeah. And now won't you please welcome home Rush?
Oh,
And they
my
open with
God.
Finding My Way, right? I think they open with Finding My Way.
And the songs that are on that album are great. A lot of them are from the, What You're Doing is on that.
Yep.
It's like the real early stuff. But then Fly By Night's on it, and the song from Caress of Steel.
Well, that was the 2112 tour too. So they're like, now we'd like to play side one from our latest album.
Who does
They're
that?
playing the whole side. Side one is like 2 songs.
Yeah.
But that's Rush, man. They're just my favorite band of all time ever.
They were they were picture perfect live. They were perfectionists as far as what the music sounded like the record live. It really did. I got to say, probably every time I saw them, I don't remember ever them not having stellar sound live. And and they put out a lot of live records, and they're all really good. I really like.
You can even find.
But I think the first one, All the World's a Stage, I think that's a must-own record. That should be.
I didn't put it on my list because, and I should have, just because that's always my favorite live album. But I just wanted to mix it up a little bit. So, all right, I got one more to do, and I couldn't put any live album without putting this one down, and it's I'm in You, I'm in Me, I'm in Me. Peter Frampton. Frampton Comes Alive, 1976. And who the hell knew who Peter Frampton really was until that live album come out? And he had been in what? What was he in?
Humble Pie.
Humble Pie, yep. But who knew who Peter Frampton was? Nobody really knew who he was until that album came out.
Right. And then he was a global sensation. He was one of the first guys to do arena tours, do full tours and play arenas, and played at Giant Stadium, and like, oh my goodness, the guy was like, every concert looked like Woodstock. He was a phenomenon. And then all of a sudden he wasn't. But that album captures everything that he was.
And he's a great guitar player, man. Peter Frampton.
Yeah.
You can't. Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. You got one. You got one more.
Yeah. I bet you didn't see this one coming. Judas Priest, Unleashed in the East.
Oh wow. Yeah. There you go.
It's got the best version of Green Manalishi is on that album. And it's fabulous. If you like 80s metal, that album's great. I had it. Oh man, that album looked horrible because I listened to it so much. It was in and out of the cover. I'd bring it with me to other people's parties and stuff. I had to have that record with me, and everybody. But
Judas.
She used to listen to it with me too. It's just a great record. That's all the real early Judas Priest up until British Steel, probably. And that's to me, that's one of
classic, wonderful Judas Priest. Rock a Roller and all those songs. Love it. Hey, what are you doing? Molly's in here now visiting. I don't have any more on my list because some of the ones that I had, you had. So, I don't know if I have any honorable mentions in here. Let's see what I got.
I could tell you I had, you had Kiss Alive. I had Kiss Alive too as one of my honorable mentions. And I also had Band of Gypsies by Jimi Hendrix.
Well, one on my list is Thin Lizzy Live and Dangerous, 1978.
I had that record.
Right.
That was from the Jailbreak tour. So the boys are back in town live, and Jailbreak live, and Emerald. There's a live version of the song Emerald on that record. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
That's so good.
The other one is Grateful Dead in Europe, live at Europe, 1972. That was an honorable mention on there. I wasn't a big Grateful Dead fan. I know you guys can beat me up, but not really a big Grateful Dead fan. Wasn't my thing, you know. But definitely, I respect that band, especially the early stuff when Jerry was alive. Hey Scott, how's it going? We're talking about we just finished up our top 10 live album list, and we had a couple that were the same, and we had several that weren't the same, which is good because I love when we mix it up. But that's that's it. Yeah, top 10 albums. So if you guys, anybody wants, you want us to do a top 10 list for you, let us know. Let us know what we could do for you, top 10 stuff. But you can always send me an email at unclescuggaradio@gmail.com. Any suggestions that you have, any criticism, we take it. Doesn't matter. Everything constructive is good. And we'll definitely take all of that into consideration. Look, I didn't discover Led Zeppelin and Pink Floyd till I was 30. What the hell were you listening to as a young girl? Were you listening to the mall girls there, Tiffany, and you know the type of stuff? I think I'm alone now. Which wasn't even Tiffany. It was that was Ronnie James and the Shondells there. Tommy James.
Ronnie James Dio and the Shondells.
Yeah, Ronnie James Dio. Think I'm alive now. She says Foreigner, Journey. Okay, all right. You've redeemed yourself. Sticks.
That's a good one.
Gotcha. I like Garcia's bluegrass stuff better. Yeah.
Yes, the Garcia band. Yeah, he started as a banjo player.
Yeah.
He started out playing the banjo was his first instrument, so that's why.
And then he took acid. and he put the banjo down. Bluegrass isn't cool.
Yeah, sort of made that part of his diet, I guess.
Right.
But yeah, the uniqueness, and they have to go out and get like somebody like John Mayer to be able to play that stuff live.
Yeah.
Figure out what Jerry was doing.
I mean, his live album, talk about live albums, John Mayer, his live album, I can't think of the name of it.
That was my introduction. My introduction to John Mayer was that live album with the Why Georgia Why.
Yeah, and slow dancing in a burning room.
Right. Your Body's a Wonderland and all those.
What are you kidding me? Yeah, I mean the Wonderland song, that was the radio hit, but when I heard those others that I had never heard before, I'm like, this guy's writing this Wonderland shit? Holy crap. He's got way better stuff than that.
I was struck by the fact that I had never heard of John Mayer, but the whole crowd was singing Why Georgia Why. So it's
right.
Like, obviously these people know who the heck he is.
A lot of girls were, and it was because of that song. I mean, that's when we were touring with Adam is the first time I heard that. And it was that Wonderland song there, Your Body's a Wonderland, which is a good song, but it was more poppy and, lovey-dovey. And then I hear some of that other stuff and I'm like, oh my God, where's this kid been hiding?
Yeah, there was
great guitar.
That album gave you no inkling at all that he was the kind of like guitar monster that he is.
Right.
He really, like, I just thought he was a quirky Dave Matthews kind of dude, in that same vein. But, subsequently, all of a sudden, it's like, hey, did you hear this? This is John Mayer. It's like, how is it that possible? Like, right. I thought he was this quirky, nerdy kid that was playing acoustic stuff, and now he's an absolute god of a rock blues monster, you know.
We haven't heard much from him either, John Mayer. But yeah, right, Paul. Paul, what if Earl Scruggs had found drugs? That would be pretty funny.
That would have changed the course of bluegrass forever.
Yeah.
I did find it odd that, because I was looking over at my list of stuff that I scratched off when I was making that list earlier, we didn't bring up Bob Seger at all. He put out
No. It's
records.
just, it's like when we do a top 10, and I like because we limited at 10 because, we talk for a good 45 minutes on this stuff. But you could make a top 25, your top 50. There's got to be 50 live albums out there that are great. So it's and again, it's all subjective. You guys in the chat might like something different than we didn't even bring up. We talked about Frank Sinatra. Van Morrison had one. Sinatra at the Stands, 1968 was one. He was backed by Count Basie's orchestra.
That's cool, right?
Right. Al Green and Trio Live, 1978. I'm so in love with you.
Bands would make 2 or 3 studio records and then do a live album. And then do 2 or 3 studio records and make a live album. And it was like a formula that worked. I mean, Rush has got like 6 or 7 live records that they've made just because they kind of followed that formula. And so, and everybody has, I had the Aerosmith bootleg live.
Yep.
Which it wasn't.
Yeah, I did too.
They called
it wasn't a bootleg, but it was.
But that's what everybody, you really weren't a band until you made a live record, in some sense,
Right.
And it was very, very important. Like I mean, I loved those live records. I valued that. I heard so and so's doing a live record. Can't wait for that one. It's just awesome. It was so exciting. The music back then was so exciting. Waiting for the next recording, finding out what's going to be on sale at the record store next Tuesday.
Right. Or you'd hear it on the radio first and you'd be like, oh my God. Or they'd be hyping it. Like when before The Wall came out. Pink Floyd's got a new album coming out, The Wall. It's called The Wall.
Came out at Christmas time.
Yeah.
In 1979.
And then they'd play a couple songs off it and you're like, oh my God, I got to get down to the store and buy that.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even out yet, but those were the days. We don't get that. It's not like that today. It's just not like that because everybody's just got instant access to everything.
It's like that now with sneakers. When they release a new sneaker, people lose their minds.
Yeah, Leon Russell. Right on.
Oh, there you go. We can talk about Leon Russell anytime you like. He's one of my favorites.
Let's talk about this. Let's talk about Uncle Herschel.
Yeah.
And what they tried to do to Uncle Herschel.
Poor Uncle Herschel, right? He was just minding his own business, leaning up against the bench over there.
Yeah, he's leaning up against the sourdough cracker barrel and or the soda cracker barrel. And then some young new executive person jumps in and says, I'm gonna make things better.
Yeah.
And they go ahead and they fuck everything up. What? I mean,
well, this is a tired old logo, and the way these restaurants are, this hasn't changed in years, and it's time to, make this exciting again. Okay. You mean?
Right? So it's.
There you go. I don't even know what to say, Jimmy. You just want to go in and change stuff for the sake of change. Like, it seems so misguided that all you needed to do was remind people of what Cracker Barrel is and what they offer and what they provide, not change everything. Now you just went and upset a whole group of people who like eating there. I think if you've traveled this country at all, to any extent, you've eaten in one of those restaurants, right?
Well, especially in the beginning, they were all down south. I mean, that's where they hail from. And when I think of the South, I think about that type of thing. You know, the old country general store where they're serving home cooked meals. You know, you're getting a meatloaf or a fried chicken, or you're getting that kind of stuff. You know, stews and chicken and dumplings, all that stuff. I don't think about like what they've done. So Dee Dee pointed out that they've changed it back, right? They have changed the icon back, the sign itself. Let me see if I can get a picture of it here. Here we go.
I'm not sure how many stores. Yep, there's the current and former.
Right. Apparently they've changed it back because people were pissed, and I don't blame them for being pissed. Can you imagine if a company like Coca-Cola decided to just take off that iconic font of Coca-Cola off of their? I mean, that's been there since it was invented. It's been on the bottles and everything. And like you said, what's that?
It's global recognition.
Right? It's their brand. It's branding. And like you said, and I'm gonna say it, these woke assholes that come in and they want to just change shit for the sake of changing it. You know, oh well, we got to be nice to certain groups. Well, who are you being nice to by taking the founder's uncle off of the thing? He's part of the branding. Again, it'd be like the Keebler elf without the Keebler elf on it.
Right.
Huh? I mean, and they did it. They did it to Land O'Lakes. Butter. They took the iconic Indian girl in the canoe off of Land O'Lakes because they're trying to appease a group of people that didn't even complain about it. You know, Native Americans are like, we didn't care. We don't care. It's like the Cleveland Indians, you know. Nobody cared.
People that were upset, as far as I know.
No, nobody cared except for these people that feel guilty. I don't want to get too deep into the whole thing, but these guilty white people need to take a fucking step back. Take a step back. And just, I mean, they lost, getting back to Cracker Barrel, they lost almost $300 million the day they announced that they were changing that.
That's amazing. Amazing.
And have you seen pictures of the interior of what they changed it to?
I was going to say, I don't know how many stores that they actually changed, but I don't get what was racist about hanging antiques on the wall or old tools, or, you know, old implements and stuff. There's some of the stuff on the walls is from like the early 1900s, and you'd sit there and stare around. You got something to look at while you're waiting for your food, and it's interesting. And if it's not interesting to you, then that's not their problem.
No, I don't get it.
Why does it have to be aseptic? You know, you want restaurants to look like a doctor's office now? I think people go there, they count on that. That's the other thing I was going to say, Jimmy. You can depend on Cracker Barrel to be what it is. If you go to a Cracker Barrel here or drive to Texas and go to a Cracker Barrel, you have an expectation of what it is. You know what I mean? Having something that you can count on, there's nothing wrong with that. Having something that's reliable and you know what it is. I mean, nobody's complaining about a Big Mac. You know, nobody's complaining about McDonald's. They don't need a rebranding or anything.
Yeah, why would imagine the Golden Arches just being gone from every McDonald's that you see?
It just says McDonald's in black letters.
You're right. It didn't need no improving, and you're absolutely right. The interior of those places were part. You said it, Paul. I was just going to say it. It was part of the dining experience. It's like going into an old barn somewhere with all the old tools and everything on the walls, and now this is what you get now. Well, that's the old right there, which is fantastic. Love it. And then you get this now.
Yeah.
That's what you get. It looks like
What is that, colored one on the wall? I don't get it.
I think they're rolling pins or something, but
Oh.
really? So you went from this, right, with all the old antiques and the old pictures and the
Table
old
full of people.
advertisements, and then you
Table
get
full of people
so
and empty tables.
iconic, right? Iconic, and then you got sterile and empty tables, exactly, and booths. What's with the booths? It looks
And
like
there
every old crappy diner around. And I will preach it, Will. You know, there's
Listen,
certain
people-
things you don't do, man. You know,
People are
you don't.
They're accusing, saying things about Cracker Barrel that just aren't true. You know, that it's a white person's restaurant, or it's for this specific clientele, or, you know, we don't want to promote any racial issues. You're not. You just remind people what you are. You're a good place to go to eat food that's reasonable and reasonably priced,
Right.
and it's a reasonable atmosphere. And then some of the stuff is kitschy, and there's cool candy to check out on your way out. You know, what's wrong with that's a reasonable expectation.
Right.
I don't see anything that's wrong with that, or if they're not catering. Yeah, they're catering to people that are interested in days gone by. They're catering to people that wouldn't mind, you know, eating in that environment and looking at all that stuff. That's who they're catering to. They're not excluding anybody. If you
Right.
don't fit that demographic and you don't want to eat there, that doesn't mean they have to change anything so that you might consider eating there.
Yeah.
I just,
Well, who are they? And I saw the woman. She was on Good Morning America with Michael Strahan, and she flat out lied. She said that they had an overwhelming response of the change, and she was lying because what did she get? She got an overwhelming response in the opposite direction. People are like, "Are you effing kidding me?" You, like you said, Buddy Bob, changing things for the sake of change. You know, if I don't like a restaurant, and there isn't one restaurant out there that I found yet or brand that offends me. Nothing like that has ever offended me.
no.
But if I don't like it, I'm not going to go there. That's okay.
That's what I don't get. That's what I don't get. It's like,
You know?
we just change it so that people that don't go there might consider it. Why? Just remind the people that like to go there to go there. That's all.
No, they didn't take it away, but they changed it.
Change
So
it.
it used to say, like, if you leave one, you're a genius, and if you leave two, you're this, and if you leave three, and if you leave like five, it says you're a total ignoramus or something on it. Well, that must have offended somebody, because now it says something like, oh, if you leave one, you're really smart, and you know, if you leave four or whatever, you're still a winner. You're still a good person. And they changed the pegs. All the pegs are changed to rainbow color pegs now. They're all different colors of the rainbow.
It's a participation trophy now.
Yeah.
Instead of a mind challenge, you know? It's just ridiculous. It's just, I don't understand.
Now we have one right here, locally. Bobby knows where it is here, just in Londonderry, New Hampshire, over the line from where we live. And I didn't see any changes. Now, I haven't been inside because I've been sequestered to the home, but Colleen and I would go there. I like their breakfast the best, so we would go there for breakfast.
The sawmill gravy is good.
Yeah, I haven't been in there in a while, but yeah, what is it? The Uncle Herschel potato casserole or whatever? So good with all the cheese.
Ham in there for breakfast. Where else can you go for a nice piece of ham with eggs for your breakfast? I'm just saying.
But yeah, just I don't know. So again, I don't want to get too, and you even said it, Bobby. We don't want to get too political. And I'm not choosing sides. Look, I'm all about everybody living and doing your thing, and you know, being left alone. Whatever you want to do it. long as you're not preaching it in people's faces or trying to shove stuff down people's throats, do your thing, man. Do it. I'm all about it. Live and let live, I say.
And people like this woman, this CEO, that she knows she was wrong in what she did. But I mean, you got to learn to know your audience.
Well, and it was like
you don't fix something that isn't broken, and turn your energy somewhere else. Look for open a new restaurant and make it all the way you want it, like a doctor's office, and in a sign that doesn't evoke anything. People eat with their eyes first. Restaurants work really hard. They hire people to figure out ways to get people into their restaurant, and they come up with the way the places are decorated and all that. And this is a place that's been around for years and years and years, and they have a successful formula. For somebody to come along and say this needs to change, I just don't. I mean, it's short-sighted, and go pick another battle, I guess.
Well, and look at.
I'd be careful, choosing your battles. Go find another, battle other than this.
Talk about knowing your audience, right? You brought that up. A couple of years ago, Anheuser-Busch decided they were going to put a transvestite, for better reason, that Dylan Mulvaney guy that wears dresses, as their spokesperson for Bud Light. Now, who is the predominant group of people that are drinking Bud Light? A crap load of U.S. rednecks that watch football and racing and everything. It's not a bunch of guys who wear dresses.
Yeah.
Who are you trying to get in as your audience? Again, don't get me wrong, and I don't want it to come off as like I'm prejudiced against people, because I'm not. I'm not at all. Do your thing. But as far as marketing your product, clearly Budweiser didn't know they didn't follow the know your audience kind of a thing.
Right.
I mean, and there's other companies that do it too. And look, as far as I'm concerned, if you do something like that and you lose a shitload of money or you go out of business, whose fault is it?
Well, so these people get hired as CEOs, and they get hired, for the purpose of improving the company or increasing profits and whatnot, And I did read that people are calling for this woman to be fired or to resign. It's almost like, well, geez, did you go to school? Did you learn how to do this? Did you pay attention? Because it seems like what you're trying to do here is, I don't know who you're trying to serve or what audience you're trying to cater to, but you clearly missed the boat on who eats at Cracker Barrel.
Right, exactly.
You thoroughly pissed off all those people that eat there. So, yeah, I don't. Well, and it's for the future.
Colleen and I, when this first came up, I'm like, I don't want to say I was upset, but I was taken back by the whole thing. And I'm like, that's such bullshit. I want to open up our own restaurant, and it'll be a copy of it then, if they're going to change it, and people can't, the people that enjoy that type of atmosphere and that kind of food and everything, if they can't do that anymore, I want to open up kind of an exact kind of a thing, a post and beam inside, and we'll call it the country cabin or something, or call it the... Yeah, whatever. And we'll put a bunch of dusty old stuff on the wall like they did this, and I would go in, I would love reading all that stuff on the wall. So the one that we have here, I hope they don't change it. I hope they leave it alone.
I think they got the message. Fortunately, I think that the company got the message. Also, the other thing is that the president on Truth Social, he commented, he didn't comment on the change, but when they changed it back, he commented basically saying, nice move. I hope that your company does well now, and then you listened, good job in listening to your customers, and I hope your company does well now and you make a lot of money. And I think that endorsement right there might help them. In the end, it might might help them recover any losses that they
Right.
got from this ill-advised idea.
That is what colleges are putting out now. Paul, you're right. People that wear dresses do drink Bud Light, but using a transvestite, for lack of a better term, I'm not sure what to say, as your spokesperson for a bunch of hard drinking Bud Light football NASCAR people, that's predominantly their market. It's not the trannies. It's not. So I don't understand it. You know, bring the frogs back. Budweiser, you know, or bring the dog back. Spuds McKenzie. That was good stuff. Or the real man of genius. Here's saluting you, Mr. Weekend Barbecue Man. You know, that was good.
Do they still have wine coolers? Because they could have the tranny people do ads for wine coolers, you know, Bartles and James or whatever those were.
I mean, and if that's who the predominantly big part of their market is, then why not? I don't have a problem with that.
Well, just say
you got to know your audience.
Beer in a can.
It'd be like
that.
It'd be like trying to, I don't even know. Like I said, taking the golden arches away, or the Coca-Cola font, or trying to, I don't even know, like Carhartt or something. And I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't want to go down any roads here, but I think you guys get the point that we're trying to make. And we're not picking on any demographic. I'm not. Again, I'm all about live and let live, man. Do your thing. But don't change something. Buddy Bob hit it on the head. Changing something for the sake of changing it is that's just ill. You've been misinformed. It's just not the thing to do. Or look, if that's what you're going to do, then put up with the bullshit you get back. You lose money, you're going to lose customers, and you'll probably go out of business. Okay, is that what you're trying to do? Put your business in the shitter? All right, go for it. I'm okay with it.
Then when you're wrong, don't stand there and go, oh, everything's going according to plan, everything's going swimmingly, and everybody loves the changes as their nose grows. Right? It's listen, you made a mess, so stand there with your mess and go, sorry.
Exactly. We'll see you later, Denise. Say hi to Linda for us. Good beer will sell itself in this country, right? Exactly. You know, you don't need to change iconic stuff to try to sell things. You know, Budweiser's been sold in this country since the 1800s, and they're doing great. They're probably the largest beer company on the planet. I don't think you need to change it. You don't need no roller skating elephants as your brand or whatever. So anyway,
could you imagine, Jimmy, what would happen if they had an LGBTQ spokesperson for Jack Daniels? Can you imagine? There would be revolution. There would be armed. You know what I mean? There would be issues with people with guns if you did that to Jack Daniels. You know what I mean?
I just think that
some people are an institution, right?
Right, and that's knowing your market. You know, there's nothing wrong with an LGBTQIAI, whatever people doing as spokespeople, but choose the right market to do it for. You know,
right, exactly.
You're just clearly that woman for Cracker Barrel has no effing clue what she's doing. No clue.
She doesn't understand the people that eat there, or she doesn't like the people that eat there, and she wants different people to eat there.
Right.
That's all I can think of. I mean, what is the point?
Uncle
It
Dave
wasn't
is here.
me.
Hi, Uncle Dave.
I did hear that, when they hired her, they were looking to give the company a boost. Their profits were down, I guess, here and there, and they were looking to give the company a boost. But I don't think it required a complete makeover. I mean, that's just a disaster. Like I said, all they had to do was remind people what was good about eating there. An ad campaign probably would have accomplished their goal. But,
Right.
this woman comes in again, misguided.
Now, one of the things that they said, they were merchandise heavy. So when you go in that first store, before you go into the restaurant, there's a lot of stuff and you're banging into it. Okay, so reduce your inventory a little bit. But I've seen the pictures now. If you see some of the new ones that they've changed, it looks like a Gap. It's just ladies' clothing in there. It looks like a Gap or something in there. All the frying pans that you could buy, the Lodge pans are gone. The candy sections was gone. It was all just ladies' clothing. What?
For me, the joy of going to eat there, half of the joy of going to eat there was, buying some old candy on my way out the door.
Yeah, there's all kind of
my
cowboy
root beer
hats in there.
barrels.
You could buy a CD of the country stars sing the Christmas songs or whatever it was.
Yeah.
But
it's kitschy. It's whatever you know what I mean? It's kind of campy in there, and it's, it is what it is. But like I said, it's reliable. You know what it is. You've read this book before, and you know what happens. The decor, the food's decent, the prices are decent. No, it's not a Michelin star restaurant. Nobody wants it to be that.
Right. How about if you went into like you go to Buffalo Wild Wings, right? You go to Buffalo Wild Wings and you gonna order wings and you walk in and you go, yeah, give me a plate of 10 of the hot ones and give me 10 of the mild ones. And they go, oh, we don't serve wings. That's old Buffalo Wild Wings.
But you're Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah, but no, we don't serve chicken wings. We don't serve chicken wings anymore. And all the sports TVs and everything would be gone, and they're showing like, figure skating or something, or
HGTV.
NPR
like at the dentist.
Yeah, you got the English baking cook-off on one TV and Martha Stewart on the other, and that's hello. It just, I don't know. I think we beat this to death. So let's do this.
Ta-da-ta-da-ta.
All right, this is this or that. This is where I'm going to ask Buddy Bob some things for this or that, and it's basically, which one you have to pick one. And which one would you rather pick? You can't pick both, and you can't deviate from it. So, Buddy Bob, are you ready for this? Are you guys in the chat ready? You can play along at home with us. All right. So, the first one is hot dogs or hamburgers.
I always have one of each.
Right, me too. But,
I'm gonna go hamburger.
Hamburger. How about you guys in the chat? Hot dog or hamburger?
I love hot dogs too, especially on the grill. And I was thinking about that for lunch. But I gotta go with a nice, delicious beef patty with nice soft buns and onion and tomato on there, maybe lettuce. Just I gotta go. As much as I love a good hot dog, I gotta go hamburger on that one.
Will's going with a hamburger too. I'm with you. I love them both, but I love a good hamburger, man, when it's just cooked right and everything. All right, so ham. Ham wasn't on the list. Hamburger. All right, another one. Here's another one with food. They're not all food, but this one is ribs or brisket.
Ooh.
Ribs or brisket. I know where I'm going. You know, one's pork, one's beef. But when you go to a barbecue, you know, barbecue place, you can get your choice.
No. You get the piece of Wonder Bread. And that's what you grab brisket with.
Well, you grab it all.
Yeah.
We went to, Colleen and I drove through Kansas City. We talked about this, I think, during one of the lives. And we went to Arthur Bryant's. It's a famous barbecue place. And we got the sampler. And yeah, they throw like 4 slices of Wonder Bread on there, and it came on just a big tray.
That being considered, I'm going to say brisket.
Brisket, okay. Mom's saying ribs.
I love ribs. Ribs are weird. I could eat a plate of ribs right now. But if you cook a really good brisket, like you were saying, I bet you that Arthur Bryant's brisket was awesome, right?
Dude.
Grab that
burnt ends, brother. To die for. Really good.
Yeah.
What about okay, so ribs or brisket? I'm gonna go with ribs. I like the ribs. I like them both, but I gotta pick one. So that's what I'm picking. Paul says Cracker Barrel's like Golden Corral. It's hard to beat for the price, quality, and quantity. Yep, I would agree. I would agree. Yeah.
You don't have to change nothing.
All right, you ready? Drums or bass? And I'm talking guitar. Drums or the bass? Buddy Bob. I was going to say Buddy Bob plays both, and that's why I brought it up. Drums or bass. Now, you know where I'm going.
Yeah, of course. You'd be going bass.
Yeah.
I have been playing drums a lot longer than I've been playing bass. I was playing guitar, and I transitioned to bass. But I have a lot more fun beating on things. And I haven't played the drums in a little while as far as playing on stage or whatever, but yeah, I would pick drums.
Right on. Mom's with me. She's picking bass. Of course she is. All right, let's go on to the next one. NASCAR or Major League Baseball?
Oh, really?
Really is really.
Big fan, and Jimmy knows this. I'm a huge fan of both. I'm a big Red Sox fan, but I've been a racing fan since, like, literally I was in the womb. I was going to races and watching races. Yeah, my dad's a huge car guy. My dad's a huge car guy. Yeah. And
I figured I knew where you were going, Dave.
Here's my answer. If there is a game on, a Red Sox game on, and a NASCAR race on at the same time, I'm going to tape the game and watch the race. So by that metric, NASCAR.
All right, that's fair. That's fair and honest. Fair and
Dave
honest.
also says NASCAR.
Of course, he's a race car driver, so why wouldn't he?
And Nancy picked baseball. Go Sox.
Yeah. My mother's Sox are doing good right now. They're in first place, and they kicked the Yankees' ass, and they're doing good. All right, ready?
Ready.
Flying or driving?
Driving.
Driving?
I don't have a fear of flying, but I enjoy the view more when I drive.
Yeah,
Every summer, my wife and I drive north 4 hours to Pittsburgh, New Hampshire, no H. And we always say this, that the drive is part of the vacation. You get to a certain point and what you see changes. You start to see mountains and the trees look different and all of that. And it's just a wonderful experience. So I would much rather drive than fly. I would rather be on a train than fly.
Yes.
Yeah.
We talked about this during, I think it was on Monday. We talked on Cup of Joe about taking the train and how it's a shame in this country that, because when you go to Europe, you can take a train anywhere and it's cheap. Over here, it costs you an arm and a leg to take a train somewhere. And there's just not a lot of it available. You know, like if we were talking about taking the Amtrak from Boston down to Florida, it would cost us a lot of money, Colleen and I, to go.
Right.
A real lot of money. It's cheaper to drive, or I mean, flying is one thing because you can get to a place quicker. But I'm with you. I like the driving because driving to where you're going is part of the experience. It really is. I agree.
You know, place that's got beautiful scenery.
All right. Here's the one for you now. Ocean or lake?
Lake. I like lakes. Ocean's not bad. I got nothing against the ocean. I love seafood, but I go on vacation every year on a lake somewhere. Well, it's usually the same place, same lake, but yeah, I'm a lake and mountain guy as opposed to being a ocean guy. Not that.
Yeah, I think being a New Hampshire kid, see, I have a love for both, and depending where the ocean is. So if I was in Antarctica, I would definitely not pick the ocean. But if I was in the Caribbean or the Caribbean island somewhere, you know, the ocean is beautiful sitting next to them palm trees. But coming from New Hampshire, I mean, we have so many beautiful lakes here, and it's what we grew up with. I'll go with lake too. All right, you ready?
I am ready.
Gibbons or Bonamassa? Billy Gibbons.
Fair, is it? Is that fair? They're not
or
exactly
Bonamassa.
the same. They're not exactly the same.
There you go,
This is
Mom.
hard for me because I am a big fan of Joe Bonamassa. I think if you like the blues, that guy's great. But Billy Gibbons, he's the Reverend Billy F. Gibbons. He's an institution. I can't imagine what the music landscape would be like without ZZ Top. So my answer is going to be Billy Gibbons.
Yeah, and I agree with the consensus is Gibbons, and I'm with you as well. Again, Joe Bonamassa, man,
Fantastic player.
what a player!
I've seen him a couple times. He's a great player.
But my first love goes with ZZ Top, and of course the Reverend. So, all right, you ready?
Range, right?
Yeah, right.
I mean, what is
or
that?
Jesus just left Chicago and is bound for New Orleans. Yeah. I mean, how can you? Come on.
Yeah, how can you not like that? This stuff is just so good.
Yep.
Book.
All right. De Niro or Pacino? De Niro or Pacino? Say hello to my little friend. Sorry.
No. When you say Pacino, you know what's odd? You know what I think of when you say Al Pacino? I think of Dog Day, not Dog Day Afternoon. That was the popular. I think of The Godfather.
Of course. Just when they pulled me out, or just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
And then De Niro, he's in Casino, he's in Goodfellas, he's in Taxi.
He was in The Godfather as well. De Niro.
Wow, that's a really tough one. I mean, that's almost flip a coin. But I remember a very awesome scene from the movie Heat. At the end of the movie, De Niro's there with a girl, and he knows the cops are coming, and he's sitting in a car, and the girl's there standing on the street, I think, and he knows he has to leave. And he has this look on his face, and he doesn't say a word, but it's an unbelievable, just his expression tells you everything that's about to happen. And I'll never forget that. It's one of the coolest scenes I've ever seen. So I am going to say Robert De Niro, even though he's a great actor. He's kind of a flawed human, but that doesn't enter into it.
Keep their personal stuff out. As an actor,
both of them guys can act like nobody's business. But De Niro, on the strength of Taxi Driver and Heat and this guy's just a great actor. So yeah, I'm gonna go with De Niro on that one.
Yeah, Bronx Tale is a great movie. I'm gonna go with De Niro as well, and I'm not bringing his personal stuff in because him and I don't see eye to eye on that. Dave says big flaws. Yeah, there's some big flaws there, but anyway, I'll go with De Niro as one of the greatest actors of our time. All right, here's one for you, buddy, and I know you're gonna have a hard time with this one, but Peanuts or Family Guy?
Oh yeah, I love both those. George Schultz is my hero, and I'm into all things Peter Griffin as well. No, but I'm gonna say Peanuts. I'll say Peanuts because it's a lifelong love affair between me.
Yeah, Peanuts or Family Guy. So I gotta go with.
In the afternoon, I put on Family Guy reruns, but I mean, I grew up with, and I have a huge collection. Christmas time is around the corner, and my tree is all Peanuts ornaments. Snoopy and Charlie Brown. It's all that, and I have Snoopy everywhere in my house. And it's not my fault. That's what they get me every year for gifts. The kids and my wife, they all get me Snoopy stuff. So
yeah, I'm going with Peanuts. I'll go with the Peanuts as well.
And I'll tell you what's very sad is a couple of years ago, when Charles Schultz passed away, they turned his house into a museum. Unfortunately, it burned in wildfires a couple of years ago. So it was very sad. But and there was a lot of his original artwork was in the house when it burnt. So it's very sad. But yeah, can't say enough about the Peanuts.
I'm with Peanuts. The Peanuts with a T at the end. Yeah, I'm with you on that. All right, we got two more on the list, right? Scally or ball cap? A scally cap or a ball cap?
Ball cap.
Yeah, I like them both, and I have a wide assortment of both. But at the end of the day, I like a ball cap.
Yeah, I have a ball cap. Fedoras, and I have a top hat somewhere, or I mean a bowler. I have a bowler.
Dave is with us.
I've always liked hats, but yeah, ball cap is like got the bill on it, you know.
Yeah, Dave, I think you're right because that's what we grew up with the Peanuts and that. I mean, Family Guy was a newer thing, but I picked that because I know how much Buddy Bob loves Family Guy and the Peanuts, so it's good to see what his answer would be. All right, we got one more on the list, and it's over easy or scrambled. Over easy or scrambled.
Can I call for a lifeline?
Sure.
Hello, Buddy Bob. This is your lifeline, Buddy Bob.
Scrambled or over easy?
Over easy or scrambled?
See, if you're over easy, you can dip your toast in there. Get that runny yolk. That's kind of a big deal. But scrambled.
Scrambled. Is that what you're saying? Final answer?
Final answer is going to be scrambled with lots of pepper.
There you go. So I'm with Dave, over easy. And just for basically what you said, because you can smash your toast in there and you can slop up all the loose yolk and salt and pepper on that. Very good. So
you got to have your beans on the side so the bean juice and the egg don't mix together.
Right. There you go. Well, that's our top 10, not top 10. That's this or that. So next week, it'll be your responsibility to come up with the this or that.
All right.
What is next week's date? Let's see. It's going to be September 3rd. September 3rd will be our next show. Practical Nonsense with Buddy Bob and Jimbo. I hope you guys enjoy it. Don't forget to hit that like button on your way out. We love you guys. Thanks for joining us. We had we had like 15 at the height this morning. We still got 7 with us, and we appreciate it. For you newcomers coming in, Dave, thanks for coming in, buddy. I'm glad you did. It's good to see you. We're going to do more of these. We're on every Wednesday at 11 o'clock. I do have, let's see, on the 10th, I have a doctor's appointment on the 10th, so we may have to do the 9th, a Tuesday, maybe whenever you're available, or a Thursday, whatever time you're not at work. We'll do one then. Oh, no, the 10th. Oh, crap. That's the Adam Ezra interview.
Ah,
I may have to reschedule my doctor's appointment because we cannot miss that. That's right, September 10th, you guys, at 11 a.m. We're going to be interviewing Adam Ezra from the Adam Ezra Group. He'll be in with us and sitting with us the whole 2 hours. And we're going to be talking everything Adam Ezra, the new album, his single, any of the other music, how we met, whatever. And you guys, any questions that you have for Adam, you certainly can come in and ask the questions in the chat. And I think Adam will get a hoot out of that. So, yeah, it'll be a good time.
It's going to be a great show.
Yeah, I agree with you, buddy. All right. Well, you got anything last words to add there, brother? Or shall we say goodbye for now?
Yeah, that's it for today's show. But until next time.
All right, guys. We appreciate it. I'm Jimbo.
And I'm Buddy Bob.
We'll see you guys later. Have yourself a practical, nonsensical day. Bye-bye.